All right, guys, so out for a little bit of a hike this morning, and wearing the watch we're going to be taking a look at today, the 1918 Trench by Vario. The watch actually inspired me to come out to this particular area. The name of the watch, that is, the Trench. It's not that there's trenches on this hiking trail, but there's a whole lot of crevices and caves, quite a few of them that you can actually go down and into. It's a little bit slippery today. It's a wet day, so might not be optimal for that, but it's a really great spot that I like to come to, so just thought I'd bring you guys along for a bit of a hike before we take a look at the watch. So here is one of the crevices I was talking about. Goes down quite far. And then to my left, there's a cliff that runs along one side of this, most of this trail. Off in the distance, when it's not overcast like it is today, pretty much straight out from where we're looking, you can actually see Toronto from here. So it's a really nice view from here. Here's kind of another angle of that crevice. So this one actually isn't too bad. There's just one step down. It's not too slippery at all. And I've been in this little trench before, and I know it's solid ground here. But if you get out to this edge, I'm not sure if you guys can see down in there or not, but it is quite a drop off. And then once you get out to where this light of day is, it is a much larger drop off there. So definitely a pretty neat spot to come for a hike. Cool little area. So took a stab at making the thumbnail for the video. But we'll see how that turned out. Time to move along. So I found a spot, a tree actually, where the roots are almost the same color as the markers on the watch. So I thought I'd set it down and we'd talk a little bit more about it. So this watch is modeled after World War I era watches, which were essentially the first men's wristwatch. Up until this time, wristwatches were a woman's accessory and men used primarily pocket watches. During World War I, though, pocket watches were found to be cumbersome to use quickly and efficiently in battle, and eventually the soldiers found themselves wearing watches very similar to this one. All right, so I just wanted to stop here for a second. This is kind of the main vantage point, the most open view where you're going to see the city like Toronto. I think I can see Mississauga off in the distance, but very nice view from here. There is another one. It's like the whole side of the mountain is breaking off. It is, I guess, breaking off. I don't know if you can tell, but it just runs the whole length of this mountain, these crevices. It is so good to get out. I'm completely filthy. Sitting on my butt and getting down on my hands and knees, taking pictures of watches. It's muddy as anything out here, but it is still fun. Wonder if we're gonna see a bear like we did in the last video. Or was it a squirrel? I can't remember. Here's another one. This one's quite a deep one, actually. And the trail goes right over top of it. And then on the other side of the trail, not as deep on that side, but something you wouldn't want to fall into still. And it's pretty much a straight drop off right there. Oh, we got a little chipmunk. This one's kind of cool. Way sketchy to go any closer than I am right now, but all right, so starting to feel the burn a little bit, and we're only about halfway. I'm debating on putting the drone up in the air. I have the drone in my backpack here, and yeah, let's put the drone up in the air. What I'll do is I'm gonna save the drone footage for the end of the video because I know a lot of you guys are here for the watch and want to get to the watch. So taking a drone break, and we will get to that watch very soon. Okay, so it was way windy out there, and the little drone was fighting it pretty good, but I brought it in earlier than I was planning. I might have gotten a couple of okay clips for the end of the video, but we'll see. Steep here. All right, so this is one of the last crevices you can easily kind of get down into before the trail turns away from the escarpment. So I think we'll switch things up. I'm going to head back home, warm up because it is getting a little bit cold, and we'll take a look at the Vario. All right, so back home, all warmed up. Just had a nice cup of coffee, so ready to look at the watch with you guys. So Vario has come up with a design that pays tribute to the watches of the time, but using modern materials, of course. They launched on Kickstarter a few days ago, and last time I checked, they surpassed their 30,000 goal by 10 times. So a very successful campaign, and I can see why. It's a really nice watch and quite a few options when it comes to dial color, straps, and even a second model, the 1918 Medic. The starting price of right around $250 for Kickstarter backers isn't bad at all either. So let me walk you through what we have here, and we'll start with the dial. First of all, I just love that vintage style font for the hour markers. Very big and bold, so super easy to read. Keeping with the era is the cathedral hands. Up at the 12 is Vario printed with the matching orange of the handset and markers. And down at the 6 is the running seconds. So no nonsense dial. The loom isn't the greatest, especially on the markers, but this is a prototype, and that might be something they'll look to improve on production models. Not sure on that, but for me, this kind of watch, the loom isn't a major deal anyways. Now, these will be available with your choice of bund or single pass leather. And for anyone with a wrist over 7.25 inches, I'd go for the single pass. The bund is a little short for me on my 7.25 inch wrist, but Vario says the single pass will be longer. The lugs, by the way, are actual wire lugs, no spring bars, and the strap, I'll take it off here and show you guys, is actually connected using that screw and the stud on the top. So that's pretty cool and definitely more secure than a spring bar. The case is a simple design. It's completely brushed with a polished bezel. The crown at the 4 o'clock is a screw down crown. No issue getting a hold of it. Winding action's okay. It's pretty standard for the movement, which is the Miyota 82S5. It is hacking and hand winding. Nothing fancy, but still a good movement. The size is nice for this style watch with the case coming in at 37 millimeters. Lug to lug is 44. It takes an 18 millimeter strap, and the thickness is 11.8 millimeters, including the double domed sapphire crystal. The sapphire is treated with an AR coating, and the water resistance on the watch is 100 meters. The watch wears and looks great on the bund, but the strap is a tad short for me. I can get it to the second to last hole, but it's a little tight still. Otherwise, very cool watch and a great way to get that World War I era trench watch look on wrist at a decent price. This watch has been out on a bit of a tour to a few different channels, so I'm going to link all of those channels in the description below. It's actually continuing on to a newish channel you guys should check out. The channel is Half Past Blog. He's next on deck for the Vario, so give him a follow for some fun videos. Links to the guys on the tour will be below, as well as the Kickstarter campaign for the watch. So thanks to Vario for lending it in. Thanks to you guys for taking a few minutes today and stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. windy out there. I had to bring it in a little early. I might have got some okay stuff though.